Alright, and we made it this morning. I was really second guessing it. I did not want to get up this early. But I was like, no, I gotta do it. I gotta switch my schedule around. So here we are. So let's continue from where we left off with everything going to crap and Shatterscarp and Thirdborn. And let's continue on. That's interesting. Oh no, we don't. We definitely don't want to go that way. We want to go back this way.
Safe travels to you. Tamershi sent word. She said you can go. I'm sorry, Envoy. I don't have much more to say. You were responsible for all this death. But I hope you don't end up the same way, too.
Well,
we need to talk. You let a mad archmage unleash death with a spell. I need to know why.
I shouldn't go along with her plan.
Is that our answer now? Do we extract that price from every settlement in the Living Lands?
What is the alternative? That we allow the Dream Scourge to spread unchecked?
I don't know. Maybe.
Fuitu meio. That choice shouldn't be in anyone's hands.
Then why did we leave it to that archmage?
Reengrim knows more about the Dream Scourge than we do, and we know more than most others do. She found a great solution, but it came with a great cost. What more could we expect?
Do you hear yourself? You both saw what kind of person she is. The twisted little world she built for herself. If ending the Dream Scourge means handing our fate to someone like her, then perhaps it's not worth the cost.
Oh, Naivasta, fuitu meyu. Damned if I'm leaving my fate in the hands of a blessed magical authority figure. God, Archmage, or anyone else.
Agreed. If the gods cared enough to intervene, they would have. No, we're on our own. We stand here bickering while the solution is just over the horizon. Nothing matters but the garden. Shatterscarp, even Emerald Stair. They're distractions by comparison.
If we run into Ludwig out there, it's gonna be ugly.
Frankly, I'll take any opportunity we get to ruin Ludwig's day.
I'll say this much for the Inquisitor. She's stubborn, like a rat. We've thwarted her twice now, but she keeps burrowing deeper into the living lands.
I'd say we shouldn't stay on her bad side, but I'm not sure she has any other sides.
You know her better than any of us. What's your read?
Even Ludwig has a weakness. We just have to discover if we want to stop her.
My vote's on a pack of small, enthusiastic dogs. Wait, was that an if?
Well, the joke's on her in any case. Ludwig won't get very far without that map. She'll be scratching her skull.
Somehow, I don't think she'll let that stop her for long.
And Ludwig definitely strikes me as someone who doesn't leave food on her plate.
Ludwig and I are both adherents. We'll find a way to work it out. I can deal with her if I have to. I might have bitten off more.
I believe it. And we'll cross that bridge with you when we get to it.
Ludwig and her steel garrote have the numbers and the power. But we have spunk and a map. And that might just be enough to find the garden before she does.
We're all competing for the same thing. A place we barely understand, with no guarantees of what we'll find there. Still, I am determined to reach the garden, above all else.
Oh, that's just a pile of Sokka. Oh, now you're listening to me, all of a Saka Sup sudden. You won't find a blessed a thing. This wild beetle chase of yours is a Padraku waste of time. To get to the garden, you have to go through Galawain's tusks. The land is made of lava and acid. It wants to eat you alive.
So it's tough odds. We've gotten this far together.
Tough odds is an extra Zarb jumping in at the last minute. This is a long trek, on foot, through a land that can barely support life. I don't have to be a Blessed Day Oracle to know this won't go how you think it will.
I have orders from Emperor, sort of obey. I want to find the cause of the Dream Scourge, and the garden is our best clue. The living lands need...
Well, someone's got to do something about the Dream Scourge, at the very least.
And it has to be you, because a voice in your head said so. What do you know about Soppadal? How do you know you can trust them?
I hate to be the voice of reason, but we are talking about a god. There are limits to what we can even comprehend.
I have a powerful connection to my Blessed Day flute, but I'm not about to take orders from it.
What's on your mind, Marius? What bothers you so?
Because I can scream until I'm blue in the face, and you people would still rather trust the Envoy's pet headache demon. And now you want to drag us through the deadliest region in the world because a sleeping god said so.
There's something you're not telling us.
You're not listening to what I am telling you. I'm done here. Do whatever Blessed Day planning you want to do. You don't need me for that.
Let's just take a breath, Marius. You don't mean that.
Nope. I said what I said. Come get me when it's time to go.
Poor Marius. Something's really rattled him.
I've never seen Marius like this. Something's going on with him, but I don't know what.
Be gentle with him. Or if not gentle, understanding.
Well, hopefully Marius will be okay soon. We have to get going if we want to get to the garden before Ludwig.
We won't get far unless we look after each other. Now's your chance.
Yeah.
I know what you're gonna say. Marius, you need to slow down. Think about your feelings. Well, I don't want to think about my feelings. So just let me be alone for a bit. It is. And it isn't. I'm not sure what it is, really. Just the thought of going back to Galawain's tusks makes my heart feel like it's going to explode. I sweat, my ears ring, I can't breathe. When it seems like we're really heading there, I feel like I'm dying. Right. Thanks. I understand not wanting to go back, but why can't I just thinking about it makes me feel ill. I need some time alone, Envoy. I need to get some rest. I'll be ready to go when the time comes.
Can we talk a moment? I wanted to pick your brain about Shatterscarp. How much do you really know about Adra?
It's a rock that has something to do with the passage of souls.
Among other things. Adra is a physical manifestation of a metaphysical phenomenon. A mineral that takes our souls from death to rebirth. We severed the Adra and Naku Kubel to slow down the Dream Scourge. But at what cost? That would be putting it lightly. The souls of the dead who go looking for a passage to the beyond will have nowhere to go. They'll be lost in darkness. Some will find their way to an Adra pillar, far from Shatterscarp. But others could wander this land for centuries. A watcher, maybe. It's a shame we haven't got one. Try as we might to help others, we won't always succeed. Even the dead can suffer the consequences of our actions. I just wish the world and its problems would leave us alone. Even for a moment. Give us time to focus on our mission. Ourselves.
It sounds like no matter what outcome you would have done, it would have messed with the Adra.
As do I. We both deserve a little peace. And if the world will not give it to us, then we'll just find it in each other. While I have your ear, can I ask you one more question? Much appreciated. Something about Inquisitor Ludwig has been getting to me. She seemed eager to distinguish your Adiran loyalty from your nature as a godlike, as though the two are incompatible. She believes you can be loyal to your country or to your nature, but not both. Do you find that unusual? But what about you, her kinsman? When you rejected Ludwig's offer, she wasn't surprised. As though she saw it coming. Ludwig clearly respects you, but I don't believe she trusts you. Anyway, that just had me thinking. Could be nothing, or could be something. Time will tell. Get some rest. You deserve a nap. For that matter, so do I. Thanks for talking.
Envoy, we need to discuss what you did in the ruins. I just hope we made the right decision. Those ruins are priceless, and I truly look forward to exploring them again in the future, but I don't know that I'll ever truly accept what we did. What I did. Usually I know the right answer. It's obvious. Here, though... I know. We've seen enough pain caused by the Dream Scourge. Things have been... unreal. We spoke to actual ancient Akedans in the ruins. I was able to ask questions and get answers. Of course. Though I sense that you're not fully aware of just how amazing this all is, so... I'll let you wait back at the camp, like a good little boy. But to go through the trials ourselves? Oh, could we be any luckier?
Trials were worth it, if only to feel like I know where I belong. Force a mad god and their followers made those trials. I don't get it why anyone would worship Sepidel after those trials.
Must you try to ruin my fun, dearie? Well, I have to start writing this all down before I forget. But do return if you think of any other juicy details. I've been trying to sort my thoughts since we left her domain. We met Ringrim. The Ringrim. Master Illusionist of the Circle of Archmagi. And we impressed her? She even offered to make me her apprentice. As smart as you are, Envoy, I sometimes forget that you are still a layperson. It doesn't feel real, but it is. Oh, Handra's titties. What am I going to do? If I take the apprenticeship, I'll have to leave Quilici and Fjord. And what about my study of the Godless? I've spent my whole life with them. Oh, you even learned their proper name. I can't believe you listened. You'll make me cry at this rate. I'm not a kid anymore. I can't do everything all at once. There are only 26 hours in a day. I love my life as it is now. Exploring as I wish and coming home to open arms and a warm bed. I don't want to give that up. But this is something I never even dreamed of. But it's big. It won't leave room for much else. And I'm too old to... Oh, Envoy. What would you do? The people of Fjord are stronger than they seem. But you're right. They feel unsafe in their own homes now. Quilici and I could return home and continue our lives, with little improvements here and there. Thank you, dearie. I can't promise I'll act on it, but I really appreciate the advice. Now, If you'll excuse me, I have to write a letter to Quilici. He'll never believe me.
That's it. Oh, wow.
Quiet, you!
You can imprison her.
Does this amuse you, seeing your kin caged like beasts?
No true kin would desert Solace. All we have are our oaths to Nandru, and you broke them.
So they're not just rude to outsiders, then.
The damn oaths again. You might as well be the one in chains. Our founder, Nandru, didn't intend for his people to starve. I'd bet you my kidneys he didn't build Solace Keep so we can die of starvation in it. No, he would have wanted us to live.
Honestly, I don't care anymore. I'm getting too hungry to even think.
This is none of your business.
Yeah, don't need a blessed outsider pretending they know anything. Move along.
Can't imagine why you even set foot here. These are Pargrunen lands, last I checked.
Meaning mind your tongue and your judgment while you're here, outsider. These folk have done much to deserve their cages.
Oh, right to better food.
Strange that you think we'd care about your opinion. Saka, get out of here.
And you assholes need to feed us.
There's no food. We barely have decent meals ourselves. Why waste any of it on people who won't stay and fight?
Saka, don't tell the outsider that! These bastards wanted to abandon the keep.
You're going to abandon their people. They don't deserve the resources. Imagine if you were in their place and snapped me out of your beard if you'll just tell me where the Godless Tower is.
I'd starve myself for my disloyalty then. Do you want anything else? I'm sick of looking at you.
Fine. Anything to be done looking at you. Follow the main road north and then east. You'll find some dirt paths to follow after you hit the cliffs. Now mind your business.
Rude.
Take your best shot.
Yeah, just keep running.
We'll get them next time, dear.
Where are they? They should have been back by now. Be careful, traveler. The Tusks are friends to no one. Should you need help, I'm happy to lend it. Are you by Nandru? Are you the Adiran envoy? I think I know already, but what brings you out here to the Tusks?
Not fleeing after all the Death Skyscraper, if that's what you're thinking. Come for the garden, tell me what your guess is.
Our garden, the one across the Sea of Acid? That's not what I was expecting. I would have bet good coin that you were here on a trade mission. Wait, you mean you don't know? We let an Adiran caravan through a few days ago. First caravan we ever let through from anywhere, actually. I've never known anything like it. They had so many wonderful things. Food, linens, medicine. They had a letter from your ambassador in Paradise, too. And when I saw you, well, you get the idea. Wishful thinking on my part. Gods, I'd love to see them roll by again.
A letter from the ambassador? Hilgard?
Yes, just a few nice words about wanting to reach out to us. Wanting to offer us nice meats and soft fabrics.
Better his letter than Ludwig's.
Anyway, I would. It might make the Tusks bearable again, and we have a lot to give, you know. Rare ore, incredible metalworks. You wouldn't believe what we could do if we weren't fighting just to survive. Yes, our laws have always forbidden trade. Still do, technically. But the keep is split on that, and we needed the supplies, so we made an allowance. Well, actually, I'm worried about the caravan. It should have returned from Solace by now, but it hasn't. I don't play guessing games. They left along the main road. You can't miss it, really. Also, in the convoy there was a dwarven woman. Gilleen? I'd like very much to know she's okay. Yes, but what I'd like most is to just know she's safe. That's not the point. The point is our convoy is missing, and I just want to know everything's all right. Thank you, Envoy. I'll look forward to the good news.
Guess she doesn't meet many new people out here.
Why does that look like a tree? What even is that?
Those tracks, they're not headed towards the keep. We make a good squad.
Bill of goods sold to wardens. A receipt from the destroyed Ideran caravan cataloging the goods sold to the warden tower. Salt pork sold 2 of 7 crates. Salt fish sold 1 of 6 crates. Linen garments, shirts, trousers, underwear sold 5 of 20. Gunpowder snuff sold all but our personal stashes. And B, if we ever come back, bring more.
I don't see any survivors. Whoever came through here, they headed east in a hurry. I'd say those footprints probably had something to do with it.
Bro, like how?
On your right! Nice!
I can bring back someone to help you. Please, if you just...
You'll not leave my side until I am what I was. Do not ask again, or...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Traveler, what business have you here with me?
That has to be Galeen. Walk slowly, and maybe don't make eye contact.
Well, what is it? You and I are talking. A rare luxury for one of my kind, I found. Because they attacked me. Because now, you and I must talk. If you care for her life, we must talk. Because I need someone to listen. To simply listen before they lash out at me with fury and hate.
A creature wounded. It howls and beats its chest against its fate, and still kith hear cries of a monster. We understand.
Will you listen? I am ill. I am dying. But I am not beyond hope. Not if I can get a cure for my molder lung in time. Because then I shall release Gilleen.
Oh, please don't.
I'd ask you to think of Gilleen before you do. You will. I am glad that... I am glad you will help. I apologize. My breath left me for a moment. What I need is this. Gilleen said the caravan carried a book. One with a recipe that should cure my condition. Bring me the cure. When you do, I shall let Gilleen go free. Is that so? Very well. You may speak to Gilleen if she can be of any use. We will be here waiting.
Please, hurry. Just find whatever he needs and get me out of here. Sure. I don't really know this place, but I'll do anything I can. The Warden Tower. We sold them some. They should have plenty to spare. It grows on trees with red leaves, right? We passed a few of them on the road here. Try near the Warden Tower.
Okay. Now let's go to the garden entrance.
As I live and breathe, the faithless envoy. Ludwine finds your loyalty a touch diminished. If you're looking for the Inquisitor, she's hunting a lead to the garden through its twisted silver roots.
Does that lead have anything to do with the tower behind you? We'll meet you at the garden, hunt all the leads you want. We're getting to the garden first.
The tower calls, and it turns, and it calls, but for the roots we go, if not for the roots. The roots say your name, envoy. They say you told them to do it. I feel... I can't think straight. Body's full of roots. Pulling me. You did this, didn't you? The roots try to choke the steel garrote, and we will strangle them in return. Cut them! Bleed them!
Oh dear. Be careful. He might be too far gone.
The roots come, and you'll be the death of the sun. Won't let you. We'll stop you. Kill you! Die as the roots die. Die, traitor! Lay yourself down. Envoy, over here.
Heard something.
Oh, no, you don't!
Break the Inquisitor proud!
Anna! Your arms are weak here. See, Anna! Anna! Good one! Another win, but who's counting? I liked that trick a lot better before it led to all those trials in Naku Kubel. That looks like a piece of the thing you were fiddling with at camp. That island with the glowing tree, that's gotta be the garden. I don't see an easy way to get there, though. Let's look around. Maybe there's something in here.
We are close. Break the bars.
You sure do know how to show us the sights, Envoy.
Much as I want to get to the garden, I'm loath to swim through that.
Nandru's journal. There are precious few legible entries in this journal, which was written centuries ago by a leader of the Peregrunan named Nandru, commanded the dwarves to build a permanent home in Gallowing's tusks. Most of what survives details either the minutiae behind the construction of Solace Keep or the relationships between the dwarves that followed Nandru's lead. There is one entry of particular note. The godless bridge has fallen. Perhaps that is for the best. I may have found another path to the garden, one better suited to conceal its secrets from the intrusive and the foolhardy.
I don't think this broken bridge will help us. Didn't we read about another way into the garden, though? The other path is hidden well. I certainly don't see any way across the Acid Sea. Well, maybe the people in charge know what's going on. I doubt it, but it's worth a try.
Then let's head to Solace Keep. If we hurry, we can keep ahead of the Steel Garrote.
Yes, let's go already.
Five.
You're mine now!
Guys, keep running.
We'll get them next time, dear.
This would be a great spot, but there's so many of them. What are you doing here? This place isn't safe. The homestead up ahead is all run by Zarps. Used to be it was occupied by outcasts, but things happened. The region's getting more lethal. If you think the Salos steppe was hell, it's nothing next to the primordial depths up north. The Zarps used to be more peaceful, but the recent tremors tore up the terrain so badly, they had to go south. They started turning it into one of their villages. Even ripped up the crops planted by the Wardens. What a waste. There are some Balgrunin living in the wastelands out here, all without the aid of the Wardens. If someone got rid of the Zarps, They might be able to shelter here, maybe even grow some crops. It's up to you if you would like to help out with the Zarps, but I hope you do.
They could have traded a third for yours. I swear.
I let you have that one!
Oh, you're right.
Watch your back!
(2827) AI, Marina's journal. It's been a few years since I found great-grandmother Marina's writings of her life in the living lands in Solace. Thought about this choice for so long, but I finally know my answer. I need to retrace her steps. I need to return to my ancestral home. I may never see Stalwart or my family again. This is not an easy decision, and the journey won't be easy, but I feel a calling I can no longer ignore. 2830 AI. It took a few years, but I finally arrived. The journey alone has been incredible. Traveling through Glanfith, I didn't think it was possible for so many trees to be in one place, and the people of the Deerwood were just as hospitable as the stories of them I'd heard. I will admit that traveling by boat was not the most pleasant experience. It's certainly something I'm not keen on doing again. Luckily, I've earned enough from odd jobs I took during my travels that I didn't have to lend my services or part of the ship's crew. It's probably crazy, but I feel home, like a part of me was yearning to return. At last it has. 2032 AI, I think I made the right decision, staying some time in Paradise. A wonderful woman by the name of Kazmina was happy to give me some training, for free. She would never say such a thing, but I think she wants to help people survive this place. After saying my goodbyes and selling some things I no longer need, I'll be venturing onward to Solace Keep. I should be on the road with the new year. 2833 AI, my first day out of Dawnshore, and I'm veritably shaking with excitement. I'll miss some the comforts and company of Paradise, but it will all be worth it. I had a very special visitor at my shop today, the Envoy in the flesh. I heard so much about them. It was such an honor to make their acquaintance. I hope they find what they're looking for, and that I do as well. 2833 AI, and here I thought the Deerwoodans were hospitable. Despite the difficulties they're facing, the Fiorans were incredible hosts. I still don't understand it all, but with just a few days in time in Fior, I feel like I got a crash course in animancy. I hope things turn around in Emerald Stair. Its overgrown wilds are a deadly place. Thank the gods for Kazmina's tutelage. I don't know if I'd have survived that sportling attack without it. Even though I just got through the worst part of the deep woods, it's at least a pleasure to see the Envoy again. I felt safer with them around and something else too. Almost like they were a part of this place, of the living lands, a part that blessedly didn't want me dead. 2833 AI. I was excited for a chance of peace when I was change of pace when I was finally able to leave the forests and bogs of Emerald Stair behind. But if I really knew what awaited me, I very well may have stopped my journey in Fior. I'm joking, of course. Mostly Shadowscarp is a lot of things that none of them I would describe as pleasant. Even still, Wasteland is better than being trapped behind Third Board's walls. Supplies are low, but I'm sure I have enough to make it the rest of the way. I saw strange magic near some ancient ruins across a vast chasm. Even strange, I felt a chill wind wash over me, colder than anything I'd ever experienced back in Stalwart. That shouldn't happen in a desert. I can't wait to leave this place. 2033 AI. The moment I stepped into the blasted yet somehow beautiful wasteland of Gallowayne's tusks, I knew I had made the right choice. Arriving at the living lands may have felt like coming home, but it was nothing compared to this. I could almost hear great-grandmother Marina's voice in my head, as if here with me, crying out with joy and celebrating in my triumph. Tonight I make camp in this abandoned homestead. I can see the keep shining ahead, a glorious beacon in the night. After a good night's rest, I'll make my way there first thing in the morning. If I'm lucky, I'll arrive before the sun reaches its peaks. I'm nearly there, nearly home. Well, that's unfortunate. Mushroom for our manifest. This manifest contains a log of mushroom shipments sent to Solace Keep, though it is dry reading. Of note, it's a clear downward trend in the quantities of crops the farm is able to export. One passage near the end catches the eye. This is not good. Between workers deserting to join homologous outcasts and increased hostility from the wildlife, we've been struggling to reach our minimum quota. The Council expects us to do our part in keeping our people fed. They need to stop deliberating over the best course of action and just send us some more damn wardens. Can't fathom why this is so fucking hard for them to understand. Ushers, bony balls, I'm so tired. Should Solace starve, let it not be said that it was my fault.
Next one's mine. Stay safe. Nothing like a win with a good team.
A note written hurriedly in a shaking hand with stains of sweat and blood to the Council of Solace. We once again ask for assistance. The Zarups are becoming more aggressive by the day. Several of our number have fallen into ambushes and targeted strikes in the night. Only a few remain to hold this land, and we have seen signs of larger assault on the horizon. If you value this territory, if you value our lives, please hear us and send help. Without it, we will not last another week. Pretty much sounded like they didn't care.
Seems as though the Dream Scourge made itself at home here.
Child's note of warning, a note written in what seems to be a child's handwriting. The ink seems unsettlingly fresh. Don't stay here, please. My mom started talking strange and forgetting things one day. My pa said she was just tired, but she kept acting like she didn't remember me until one day she grabbed me, tried to spit up on my face. Pa is crying now, and we're going to run away. Pa says Mom can't come. Anyway, don't stay here. You might forget your family, too. Alright, is that it? Here lies Fane, devoted husband and steadfast warden. Here lies Alinka, pillar of her community and of her family. Letter to the deceased. My dearest Alinka, I miss you with all my heart and soul. Not a day goes by where I do not think of you. I see you in the faces of all in our community whose lives you touch with your tender care and endless affection. Without you, I feel as if I have lost a crucial and irreplaceable piece of myself. Though I dare say I may soon follow you to the beyond, for my own days may well be numbered. I've recently fallen ill and am no longer able to carry out my duties as a warden. Cannot say whether it is a disease which ails me or a loss of will. I am at least comforted in the fact that I may not need endure the pain of your loss much longer. When my time comes, I left very specific instructions for my burial. I'll be at your side once more. By the grace of the gods, our souls may be fortunate enough to cross paths in the next life. Forever yours, Fane.
You dealt with the Zarps. I didn't have any doubts about whether you could, but still, your actions will save some lives, and the buildings will at least provide some shelter. Here, take this.
Oh, you're not going to tell them about the Dream Scourge? Alright. Why do these buttons cancel out?
My. It's rather dusty here, isn't it? How did the dwarves manage?
I'm starting to wonder if those gates are to keep strangers out or locals in.
Just say it is for sure to keep the locals in. Tane's confession. Dear friendly guards of Solace Keep, I'm ready to make a confession. I confess that I used the scroll of form of the helpless beast to turn myself into a pig. I confess that I accidentally followed a guard into the council chamber. I confess that when the spell wore off, my clothes were gone. Furthermore, I confess that being a pig was the second greatest experience of my life, and I confess that I'm not sorry. Did you know this is the most cramped prison I've ever stayed in? Thankfully, I won't be here long. If I'm guilty of anything, it's that I'm criminally underappreciated as an escape artist. Your pal, Tane the Archmage, author of Tane's Chaotic Orb. He was telling the truth, he ain't here. Prisoner incident log. This log contains neat and terse limber, with each entry written by a different hand. Curiously, the name of the prisoner in the last incident has been entirely crossed out, rendering the name illegible. Incident: inmate Faldu claimed guards were withholding water and food, found crumbs under bedding, given reduced rations for a fortnight. Incident: inmate Sidu once again refused water and soap for bathing, claims he never needed them before. Warden dumped water over inmate's head, threw soap at him. Incident: inmate Rini appeared not to respond to wake-up calls or attempts to rouse her. Healer found nothing wrong. Wardens hid behind wall and offered food, and inmate awoke, ate, and then pretended to sleep once more. Incident: inmate has spent most days arguing against his imprisonment. Warden offered to speak to Counselor Mihala since she brought the charges, and inmate settled down. Prisoner has since been transferred. Warden has no plans to contact Counselor.
Welcome to Serena's Mercy, outsider. There's nothing for you to see here.
Let me out of here right now!
Will you pipe down over there?
I'm innocent!
No, you gave the goods back. That's something else.
I demand that this farce of a justice system answer for itself.
Do you do this every day? Move along.
Oh, thank the gods. Finally.
Renato here was selling our grave goods to traveling merchants. Don't let him tell about maps and causes. He's a common thief.
I admit I took a few things from Pargrunan memorials. And I admit the caravans paid me a good price for them. Expeditions have costs. You can't line a pocket that's full of holes. Sansa has no idea what the living lands are like. He sits in his emporium and thinks it's the Deadfire. Well, it's not. Every day out here is a matter of life and death.
We do fine without grave robbing.
I just needed to survive.
You can't just barge in and tell us what to do with our prisoners.
How dare you? I'll have you know I'm a seasoned adventurer.
Ha! Can't argue with that. This is the tusks we're talking about. You're free to go.
About time. I owe you, whoever you are. Actually, wait, I can do better than that. Take my notes. Just do me a favor and don't tell Sansa where I've been. I'll come up with something. As soon as I've found a place to bathe.
Finally, the first one found alive.
The blood really brings everything together.
See, Solace Keep, he said. It'll be an adventure, he said.
Where did he go?
I've only heard stories of this place. Amazing.
Outsiders aren't permitted in Solace Keep. Turn your ass around and go back the way you came.
The council's inside the keep. I can't get permission unless you let me in. I don't have time for this. Solace Keep is in danger, and Marius warned us it would be difficult to get in.
Precisely. We don't welcome outsiders in Solace. It's a violation of Tenet 3 of Nandru's 9 creeds. No person excepting wardens of the Pargrunen shall be granted safe harbor without express permission of the council, heretofore established by Nandru, the first warden, or without the attestation of an established, honored warden of the keep. That is correct. Without the Solace Council or a warden to vouch for you, your presence in the keep is forbidden. No warden, no keep.
We really will have to drag Marius into this, won't we? The poor dear.
Sorry, Marius. I tried to keep you out as much as I could.
Rawatayans love to boast about how barren and rugged our homeland is. But we've got nothing on the Pargrunen living here. I can't fault your optimism, but would you think that if this was the only landscape you ever saw, day in and day out? According to Marius, his people are forbidden from ever leaving the Tusks.
I did tell you that, didn't I? Must have been drunk.
I'm all for pulling together, but that's just oppressive.
You're not alone. A lot of people in Solace would agree with you.
Exactly. It's not a home if you have to lock people in it. Ravatai has a similar problem. Between the constant storms and the rocky soil, the land's never supported us easily. So, many of us find work as sailors and mercenaries. We explore the world as soldiers or as part of a trade mission. We venture out. We're encouraged to.
You also conquer and annex a lot of the lands you explore and trade with, and all that you can from your exploits and riches. Rautai.
Yeah, that's certainly part of it. Look, I'm not trying to defend or debate my empire's conduct, or yours. Everyone in the Living Lands faces struggle. But people choose that, and usually to escape something worse. Forcing people into a lifetime of hardship for the sake of principle or tradition is a different matter entirely. Never. The Pargrunen of Solace are notoriously suspicious of outsiders. Though, from the looks of this place, Solace's real concern has got to be keeping its people in, not keeping the rest of us out. Good luck finding a soft spot to bed down.
We're on the precipice of something magical. You can feel it, can't you? The garden is within our grasp. All we need now is the courage and wisdom to brave the unknown.
Functional bridge to the garden would also be nice.
We'll find a way. We always do. Are you afraid of what's to come? I'm not judging, just curious. You've certainly faced it enough times. I believe, for the first time in ages, that I am not afraid. I used to care so much about discovery, invention, achievement. But deep down, I was afraid. Afraid that I wasn't living up to my potential.
Earlier you were worried that you'd taken the wrong direction with animancy.
You've been paying attention. Since we met, everything I believed has been proven wrong. That the island can be controlled. That I alone can fix it. Even my parents. Gods. They really had no idea what they were doing. Just like me. And look how that turned out. I'm so tired of being afraid. I need to accept my limitations or embrace them. Even if I'm wrong again, that's part of the journey. I have no idea where it leads. And for the first time, it's fine. Perfectly fine. Did I? Huh. I don't know what I expected. Feels nice. Glad I could get that off my chest. We have bigger problems to worry about, but I appreciate these little moments. You have an inquisitive mind. I respect that. If you ever feel your education is missing something, I'd be happy to teach you what I know. All you have to do is ask. I've heard the Wardens are very set in their ways. For better or worse. Usually the worse. Vidaro tried to form a trade agreement with the Council. Copper and glass in exchange for grain. But it went nowhere. They weren't interested in outside help. The Wardens value self-reliance. Maybe because they have an inflated sense of their own importance. No offense, Marius.
No, you pretty much got it right.
They have a righteous duty to protect these lands, and believe that it can and should be done without the help of outsiders. It's a bit like shooting yourself in the foot because you don't trust anyone else to wield the gun. Excellent. The Imperial Court taught you well, but I suspect there were gaps in what they call an education. If there's anything you've been dying to learn from an animancer, now's the time. Very well. Hold your questions to the end if you don't mind. Otherwise, I'll lose my train of thought. Now, let's begin. You, drifted off for a moment. Were you paying attention? Really? What's the last thing I said?
Drifted off for a moment. Were you paying attention?
Well, aren't you the clever one? No harm done, of course. I don't mind if you catch a few winks. Besides, a little nap is good for the soul. I slept through my share of lectures, and look how I turned out. That's all I have to teach you for now. I'll chime in if anything else comes to mind. The better question is, can I still be an Animancer? Could I even make a difference? As long as Fior Messiverno is safe, the Living Lands will have Animancers, whether or not I am one of them. And then there's the Dream Scourge, unraveling civilization as we know it. I don't know where that leaves me. The work my parents started may have no end in sight. We don't even know if the Living Lands can be tamed politically, much less spiritually. She thought a lot of things. Not all of them were true. All I know for certain is that I've been going about this the wrong way. I should be an Animancer for the right reason. With the Dream Scourge, I haven't got one. At least someone thinks so. Thank you for believing in me, whether or not I believe in myself. Oh yes, the little butterflies in my stomach are more restless than ever. When I joined you, I needed to put a stop to the Dream Scourge. So much has changed since then. There may be nothing for me in the garden. Nothing I haven't learned outside of it. But I still want to see it for myself. Something tells me the garden would defy any attempt to measure it. One cannot catalog the impossible. On a journey such as this, it's better to cast aside your expectations. They can only weigh you down. If I must.
Envoy? I'm not ready to go to Solace. Maybe there's another way. Maybe we can fashion some kind of flying boat? Fuitu meio, Envoy. I don't know. There's just so much. Right. Maybe it would. Thanks, Envoy. I feel this fear inside. This heart pounding, can't breathe. It's like I'm dying every time. I've been bit by core vipers, fallen into old spike pits, drank cure water from a Zarep shaman. And it never felt like this. It's as if the thought of being here, of returning home, is the deadliest thing I can imagine. And it's getting worse.
Survival isn't victory, it's a series of moments where you didn't lose by the slightest of margins.
Right. You understand. But this isn't even about survival. This is something else. It's more than just going home, I think. It's everything. The politics, the people, the way I left. I betrayed the traditions I was raised on, and I don't know why. I've seen that island off the coast all my life, and I grew up hearing tales about the garden. But it always felt like a legend, like those old tales about the gods. No one has been there in centuries, as far as I know. Do you blame me? A magical place Solace has been sworn to protect since it was founded, and no one can go there? Sounds to me like a good way to get a nosy kid to stop asking questions. There is something that's bothering me. Specifically, if you can spare a moment. Since we entered the Tusks, I've been getting these flashes of memory. Like there are answers in my head I can't get to. They seem to be about a village, somewhere north of Solace. Fear and sorrow, but also answers. Thanks, Envoy. It might be nothing, but it'll be nice having backup whenever I go to find it. Anyway. If I must. Gods. Anyone else finding it hard to breathe?
Oh dear. Focus on...
How could they? Beloved that you are, and still they bared their fangs. We blessed the Jabaru Sinakis, and they prick us in return.
You harmed innocents. Of course they're furious. I trust you, but you can't deny that there were casualties.
Roots like a wall. We only meant to protect. We thrashed against the blinding light to keep the Akita safe. We never wanted this. So many seedlings lost. We grieved, but we saved many.
Sometimes our emotions drive us to terrible things. I understand. As long as you promise this is in the past, we can move on. Can't take any fucking use for anything, can you?
The burned queen. She hurt us. Hurt our people. She did this. Yet still the branches swipe. We mourn. We could not be to blame. They should have shared our love. Their spite? This we could not foresee. But you are here. A green shoot after the fire. You would not raise your hand against us. Freedom from the garden. A lamp to light our way. Sleep now. Dream of golden poppies on the road ahead.
Alright, Marius, let's go. I know you don't want to.
Never thought I'd be going back to Galawain's tusks.
You again? I told you the first time.
Ah, Foitu Mayu. It's Cosmine. Just let me handle this.
Marius? No. You must be a ghost. A curse.
Oh, that would be news to me.
You're alive. You... Asshole! You show your face now? Now?
You missed him, didn't you?
Several times, but I hit more than I missed.
We used to be friends. Or so I thought. But then this Jitule left. Unannounced. No note, no nothing. Didn't even say goodbye to Iancu. And now you cozy up here, after 3 years, with an adherent Godlike, no less? No offense.
Don't have time for your theatrics. We need to speak to the council immediately.
I can't allow that. You know the rules. Outsiders cannot enter without express permission of the council.
Or with an honored warden.
Which you are not. I shouldn't even be talking to either of you. It's forbidden.
Still, Garrote already in Galawain's tusks. Solace Keep may be in danger. I am the duly appointed envoy of the Emperor.
Ha! If those bastards were here, we'd know. And if they came for us, we'd kill them. Simple as that.
Oh, then I guess we have nothing to worry about. Solace is saved, and we didn't even have to do anything.
Then you're wasting your time. We don't have any of that plague business in our keep.
Cosmine, you're doing that thing you always do when you're lying.
I didn't lie. There haven't been any dream thralls in Solace Keep.
And once again, I'm here waiting for your butt.
But there are rumors from the living archives. Sleepwalking, mad talking. Kostya told us it was the fumes from the volcano.
This dream scourge, Cosmin, and Idira has sent me here to stop it.
I never trusted an outsider, much less an Adiran. But I never thought Marius would either.
Come on, Cosmin. Have I ever lied to you when it really counted?
Gods damn it. I'm going to regret this, aren't I? I'll let you in, but be warned. Solace is not as it was, Marius.
I doubt it. Nothing really changes in Solace.
You'll see for yourself. The Council isn't what it was. Keep a watchful eye. Lower it on down. Quickly now.
I admit it. Solace is damned impressive. Just be aware, people of Solace are just as stubborn as its walls. Gods. Here we go.
Why is the drawbridge being lowered? No one gave that order.
If it's the new recruit playing games again, I'm going to... Your face... It's just like... No, every day the same thing.
All right. Took you long enough. Wait, you're not from the hunting party. Where's the hunting party? They were supposed to be here an hour ago. Idiots.
You look just like Nandru. You have his markings. The council is going to lose its mind.
Mihala is going to... I don't even know what Mihala is going to do. This has never happened.
Duty won't feed us, Mother. Duty won't keep us rich.
How dare you talk to your mother?
But Kostya says that Solace Keep is nothing but a crypt. We'll die in here. I'm so tired of listening to you. Kostya this, Kostya that. Solace Keep protects us all. I don't want to hear another word.
Life and subsistence in the keep is nowhere to live. Can I be... What's going on?
An outlander.
Don't mean to be disrespectful, but we'd prefer not to deal with your kind. What's wrong with talking to the Outlander, We need outside opinions. We need medicine. You're sick, Mother. Pargrunen affairs are Pargrunen affairs. We don't speak of them to outsiders. Even if it costs you your life, Mother? You'd rather die than ask for help from an Outlander?
Kostya has a lot to answer for. Poisoning our youth's minds with these ideas.
If more Pergrunen upheld their traditions, your people would be in a better place. I think your child is onto something. Strong choice of words.
Solace Keep's matters are for Solace Keep's wardens. Stay out of it.
Why won't you listen? If we don't change our ways, the Pargrunen are done for. I don't want to hear another word of this.
Try growing. An outlander.
Is that Marius? He's alive?
Welcome back to... Wodikas Nails, an outsider.
Help wanted. Repair the godless aqueducts. You all keep asking me how we can pump more water from the springs, and I keep telling you the same thing. We can't. What we can do is repair the old aqueducts out by slumbering fields. They worked for the godless centuries ago. They just need a little upkeep now. If you're tired of tasting sulfur in your water, then join my small expeditionary team. Take stock of repairs. If the godless left functional aqueducts behind, we should consider them a gift of Abaddon. There's no reason we shouldn't use them. Come find me by the fountain on the second floor of the keep if you're interested. Chief Engineer Gabriel. Or Gabriel.
Sanctuary of Nandro. Hasn't changed a bit.
Well, that sounds like a perfect excuse to spruce things up.
I hope the expedition to the Slumbering Fields is doing all right. Shouldn't they have returned by now?
Expedition? What are you talking about? Did I miss something?
You haven't heard? Some wardens were sent to investigate the problems with the aqueducts.
Ah, no, I haven't. May the golem grant them safe passage and a swift return.
Listen, everyone wants seconds, okay? You can get back in line or wait until next meal. Well, I don't... thought you were... let me start over. I am the ringleader of the circus. No one does anything without a belly full of whatever we're warming up here today. Honestly, Marius here would catch something better than I could rustle up for you.
Nah, I just do what I do. You make last week's salt pork taste like... this week's salt pork.
Take a compliment, Amakul. You're a good hunter. Always were. I have a little time to chat right now. What can I do for you? Oh, my friend, let me tell you something. It's best not to worry about what's in the food. We eat what we have. We depend mostly on our hunters and patrols to bring back whatever they can find. Of course, that means I have to be creative to find ways to make everything edible and palatable, at least. Our hunters try, they certainly do. Every now and then they bring in a bear or a beetle of some sort. Ever tried giant beetle? It's like a meat pudding. Close your eyes and think sweet, and you'd almost think it's dessert. Councillor Kostia wants things to change around here. He wants to work with the other settlements to increase trade. Imagine it. Fish from Thirdborn, wild game from Paradis, produce from Fior Messiverno. Tradition says we have to survive without help from the outside world, or we'll never survive. Tradition has kept these walls standing. It makes sense why we'd be slow to risk losing that.
I think I'm eating, so what's for dinner?
Well, it's, I couldn't tell you. And I skinned it myself. Best of luck out there, my friends. And stay away from the stew. Greetings. What can I do for my new friends?
Maybe we should open up for more trade.
You think Kostia's right, huh?
Think of the salted fish we could get trading with Thirdborn.
Better than this mystery meat, that's for sure.
Beetle, how-to. Blocky script was written with an overly heavy hand. What is Beetle? It's the wretched excuse for meat that we have in this god's-forsaken waste we call a home. It's a beverage as harsh and unyielding as the Pargroonin that drink it. It's a point of pride for Solace's proud defenders, and a Shared hatred that brings her people together. That's what Beetle is. To truly appreciate Beetle and the horrendous process through which it is made, you first know of its origins. When my great-great-great-great-grandmother, the letter continues like this for several paragraphs, finally ending in a laughably short recipe.
What do you want? Depends on what you care about. There's a bounty board you can check if you need coin. I heard something about the trade caravan, but I've yet to see hide nor hair of them. And Mina here's been blubbering for a while, if you're really desperate for something to do. But that's all I've got. So, what do you want? Suit yourself.
Damn. Outsiders in the keep? Joffrey really must be shit at commanding the wardens if you got in. Marius? You're back? God's alive. I never thought I'd see you again.
Mina, is that you? Didn't recognize you with all that whiskey smell around you.
The whiskey helps me sleep. I've been working extra shifts without Petru here. Things would be a lot better if he was still in charge.
Why isn't Petru in charge anymore? Sounds like you have a bone to pick with the wardens?
Something must have happened to him. It's law in the keep that we don't ever leave Solace. Ever. Not unless we're on assignment at an outpost. Your friend Marius here is an example as to what happens if we do. Some people don't like that. Petru... he skirted the rules. Has some project out there, at that abandoned warden tower. He usually goes out for a day or two, but always comes back. It's been weeks now, and nothing. I figure something must have happened to him. Who knows what's out there? Attacked by Zarips, killed in a lava flow.
That old tower is a good spot to look for clues to his whereabouts.
I think so too. I'd love to look into it, but Joffrey won't spare any wardens. Look, I know it's not your business, but you're the only one who can go in and out of the keep. If you happen to go by the abandoned warden tower, just to the northwest of Solace, keep an eye out for him, all right? Even a clue as to where he is would help. Maybe I'd be able to convince Joffrey to send someone after him. Never thought I'd see an outsider do more for me than my own people. Thanks, Adiren.
I've been known to disappear when deep in my research, but this sounds much more ominous.
That's it. I'm cutting you off, Mina. You're talking nonsense.
That sucker.
Award will be given for killing an exceptionally territorial sporling that has been causing havoc in the slumbering fields. It's believed to have been around since before even Nandru's time, but it is causing difficulty for our engineers and wardens that are trying to ensure fresh water continues flowing to Solace Keep. This creature must be destroyed for all of our sakes.
You know it. You're too scared of Mihala to even think otherwise.
We've taken to calling it the Spore King. Not sure when it started or who is...
Award will be given for killing the pair of ogres that have taken up residence at the old godless shrine. They are extremely aggressive and have refused any attempts to communicate. Worse, they have slain multiple wardens patrolling the area. Kongasar and Krusta must be eliminated.
Be careful with those ogres. Bastards are tough.
Award will be given for killing a foul undead creature that has been seen wandering the ash forest for some reason. has taken up residence in the forest's crater. Its very existence is an affront to Wodica and cleanse the tusks of its foul presence.
Put that poor husk out of its misery. Destroy it, so that the soul within can be freed.
War will be given for killing a deadly beetle matriarch. It has established a large nest in Gallowayne's tusks and is breeding at an alarming rate. Remove this menace and stem the beetle invasion plaguing the region.
Be careful with this one. We believe it's the source of the beetles infesting the region.
Naro's dispatch. Sansa, some noon dude from Paradise, reports his assistant Renato is missing somewhere in the tusks. Word has been offered for the return of Renato's cartographic notes. Below is his last correspondence in case he's not already dead. Sansa, my good man, work is still proceeding apace. It's rocky going, though. Hot, cold, and windy all in the same day. Hope to reach Solid's Keep tomorrow. Looking forward to the local cuisine. These wilds are a test of what one considers edible. I'll have the geologic feature data sent your way as soon as I find anything resembling a courier post. The Pargrunin, skeptical of outsiders, to put it delicately. I'm not sure what a Nimdut is, but I've been called it 3 times. Any longer, and I might not be above bribing a merchant caravan to carry it. But I've learned one thing about the tusks. It's that a fellow has to do what it takes. Revol now. Oh wow. Word will be given for killing the fiend Revol now. This massive bear infected by the Dream Scourge has been spotted in the Twinwood. God's forsaken beast has slain some of Solus's best wardens. It threatens the safety of our people and must be killed.
Be careful. Some of our best wardens were lost to that thing. Bereth guide their souls to a better life.
Oh, great. Outsider? You need something? Never once, and now that I have, I can't say I care for it. Leave our keep and our garden be. That's all I'll say on that.
Oh, I can't do that. Fragment of the spoils where the fungal forest halts among ruins, the Changling Stone exalts. Below a bridge above the acid sea, the first of the Elk's remains shall be. Already got that one. Art disused tower guarding lava fields by stone bramble. The sandler is sealed. The lupine pelt will heed your call on Ashen Tower where the sky did fall. Near the founder's head these arrows find out of view where he is blind. Fallen spire amidst fields of slumber, a wooden trio waits to be discovered. The final shafts you shall seek in a silent village where spirits still shriek.
Mihala understands the importance of tradition. Nandru chose this place for a reason, huh?
Mihala is to blame. We need to open our gates to the world, lest it leave us...
Exactly. To me?
Absolutely! Can you imagine if we had access to fresh crops from Fjord, or all of the goods that...
As long as we lend our strength to Mihala.
Then perhaps it's time for a change around here. Go. We won't do any good here.
So you're the outsiders my guards led you to the keep. Sucker. Now I'm going to have to deal with Kazmin. And you're accompanied by a deserter.
There's the Joffrey I know. Still calling your parents by their first names.
Yes, I am. Every time I visit them. You should try it sometime. If you have a complaint, can it wait? I'm already dealing with enough. Ha! You're an outsider, and outsiders aren't allowed in Sully's Keep. You lot are the only kith around who aren't dwarves. Or hadn't you noticed? And now one of my wardens has let you in. Mihala is going to ream me for this. gods, yes. The Wardens take an oath to protect the keep. That includes outside influences. Not that you'd know, but the Council isn't known for their temperance. None of this is even my job. Not really, anyway. Mihala ordered me to take over for our Captain Petru until he comes back, but it's been weeks and no one's heard anything. Of course she is. She's in her head thinking Mihala has Petru doing something other than council work. Whatever's happening, I have to trust Petru knows what he's doing. I don't have time to think otherwise. But if you happen to hear anything from Mina, don't keep it to yourself, Adirin.
We ran into Petru in Emerald Stair. What has he gotten himself into?
The captain is missing. The one in charge?
Wordicus Crown, an outsider here.
Why are so many doors closed off?
No, I couldn't.
These hastily scrawled words form the beginning of a poem that was never finished. What would I do for you, my son? There's quite a list far more than one. I would travel to the garden for you. Eat a bowl of solace stew. I would rather play with you instead of handling the wares of the honored dead. I would split apart the greystone sky to give you a look at the world outside, but for now, what I can do is...
Possibly, it's too precious. Safe. In the drawer.
Dear diary lesson, I guess. So nothing in here to help us.
Do you think Abidon and Magran ever kiss? They both?
Ah, the outsiders! Welcome.
Forge Master's orders. This notice is written in intense, angry handwriting on a piece of smudge-charred parchment. To all who serve in the Forge, I understand you think I am unworthy of this position, but by decree of the Council of Solace and our hallowed traditions, I am your Forge Master, and you shall all treat me as such. For example, no more leaving stations unkempt, no more slowing ash in my direction, no more stealing of my rations, no more using the forge fires to cook meat, no more hilarious effigies, no more use of the term Gorge Master to refer to my eating habits, no more flicking slag at me and then acting like you did nothing. Tuli, I know it was you. No more swapping my quenching oil out for deadly acid, no more patting me on my head instead of saying yes, Forge Master. I expect these guidelines to be followed to the letter, lest the Commandant hear me my complaint herself, Forge Master Della.
I hope you don't mind if I shout a bit. I feel like it's impossible to hear anything over all this banging and quenching. Indeed, when they came down to tell us that we had outsiders about, I swore I misheard. I probably should have cleaned up the place. I suppose it would. We just don't get many outsiders down here. Ever. I am Forge Master Della. Recently appointed, I should add. Old Master Tassa passed away, and the council appointed me.
Master Tassa died? I figured that old lady would live forever.
So did I. Turns out death comes for us all. Surprised me, too. Thanks. She was a great master. Even if she could have used the odd bath now and again. But that's beside the point. What can I do for you? We have mines throughout the tasks, though most of them were abandoned until very recently. Most of our material comes from reforging old equipment. Someone dies or retires and we make something new from their stuff.
It's a fine tradition, if you don't mind going on patrol in your dead uncle's old pants.
Mock all you like, outcast. This way has worked for centuries. What can I do for you? Like most things around Solace, they got too costly and dangerous to maintain. The Council thought it best to close them down. Council of Kostia has argued to get some of them open again. We might be getting some new ores sometime soon. Is that Hobidon's shiny beard? It is! Star metal! I've only had the pleasure of working with it a few times before. These days I work more with a quill than a hammer, but I think I can make an exception for this. And if the Council doesn't like it, they can make someone else Forge Master. Oh, I'd be a happy man to be working the Forge again. Oh, how I miss it! The heat of the flowing lava. The feeling of power as you shape metal to your liking. The rush of adrenaline when an errant spark lights your beard aflame. The burn of sore muscles that have worked a hammer for hours. The rhythmic tune the metal sings as you work it. Huh? What makes you say that? Oh, is it... Oh, no, never mind. Let's not get carried away, huh? Back to business. I could refine and sharpen the material into a sword, certainly. A simple enough ask once you know the secrets of star metal. Alternatively, there's something I've wanted to make since the last time I had my hands on this stuff. A star metal arquebus. Now that sounds like a proper challenge. Very good. This shouldn't take long. Let me show you why the Council chose me to be master of this forge.
This ought to be good.
It is done. I call it the Meteor Blade. Never before has anything I've crafted held such a wicked edge. You are most welcome, outsider. However, this material is unlike any other metal. It is superior in nearly every way, and an unmatched challenge to work. I want to see what else I could do with it. Bring me more fragments, and I can make you that arquebus I mentioned. Or, yes, perhaps I could further refine your meteor blade. By the golem. Oh, this will be my pleasure. This won't take long, but it will be worth it. Just you wait and see.
Can't wait to see how this turns out.
Here you are. The finest blade I have ever had the pleasure of crafting. May it serve you well. I will pray that you do just that. Blessed day! What would you like done? May Abaddon guide my hand, and this trial be worthy of Magrin's attention.
Huh. At least your enemies will see a gorgeous weapon. Before you kill them, of course.
Here it is. A firearm unlike any other. I call it the Moonstrike Arquebus, for it will strike your enemies as fiercely as Abaddon's hammer struck the falling moon. Thank you for your kind words, outsider. I will take them to heart. I know. A shrine to Abaddon in a forge. How unique.
Ooh, I can replace you. Nice.
Haven't seen Petro around in a while. Wonder what he...
As sure as you banish the entropy from our lives, may our exile be brief, and...
Nandru looked to Wodoka for inspiration when he created the traditions and laws of Solace.
Wodekan prayer. This piece of parchment contains a common prayer to Wodeka. Oathbinder, hear our voices, lead us to speak truth and receive it in kind, protect us as we walk the prescribed path, calm our minds as we make difficult choices, show us how to untie the knots of lies and sentiment to bring us closer to our broken throne, where justice awaits those who serve justice.
You must be the outsider I've heard so much about, yes? I am pleased to meet you.
Bolty? Is that you?
Marius? Won't the Commandant be surprised? What can I do for Solace's most fascinating guests? I am an attendant of the Council of Solace. I do whatever they ask of me, frankly. Currently, it is my honor to watch over the Shrine of Wodeka and keep it as pristine as the goddess herself.
You mean it's your honor to stay where the Council can keep an eye on you? The way I heard it, Bolty had a reputation for taking things from the armory and selling them to traders for a profit.
I paid my debt to Solace. I have changed.
Yeah, well, the Council is keeping you close by, just in case you haven't.
Good to see you again. How can I help?
Take pride in our home, fellow Pagrunin, for Solace is an impenetrable fortress. Move along, outsider. Consultation hours are... Oh my. Well, you must admit, it is striking. Ah, our beloved founder. Nandru sought to create a sanctuary in the deadliest part of the island. He called it Solace. Many believe Nandru was led here by a spirit guardian of some kind. Others believe he was simply an excellent judge of location. Regardless, many of his traditions remain in place to this day, while others may have fallen by the wayside.
Oh, what kind of person was he?
He was compassionate, eccentric, and charismatic. He knew how to draw out the best in his people. A true leader. Tradition says that when he knew his life was ending, he sought quiet solitude, knowing his work here was complete. Not a word of tradition, spoken or written, speaks ill of our founder. It is perhaps the only thing on which we all agree. If you ask these absolute Zarips, they'd say not at all. I maintain that our solace is more in Sorina's vision than Nandru's. Our founder envisioned a safe place for all who reside or explore in the Tusks. An admirable goal, certainly. Sorina's vision was more about safety for the people already within Solace. Outsiders be damned. Ah, blessed Sorina. She led Solace's rise from the ashes centuries ago, when an attack breached the walls and ruined our keep. She was a forceful and diligent leader who oversaw the rebuilding of the keep and established new traditions to keep us safe. Many, myself included, believe her traditions conflicted with Nandru's, which were more suited to a solace in peacetime.
About a garden.
If you ask about the tilled ground made for growing plants, no. Very few here have that knowledge. But Nandru did speak of a garden from time to time. He created the Wardens of Solace to oversee that garden specifically. No one can say for sure what the garden meant to him, for none has set foot there. I fear I cannot help you beyond that.
No, thank you.
What more can I do to enlighten you? All philosophy is controversial here. Thoughts that do not challenge tradition might as well be tradition themselves. We pass on the oral histories of Solace and seek to uncover those historical knowledge we have lost over time. In return, the unenlightened Getuli of Solace curse, spit, and throw objects at us. It is truly a symbiotic relationship.
An outsider! I've never seen someone so tall. Found a spider the size of my face in my quarters last night.
Again? Ugh. I bet the officers up above don't have to deal with that.
On the bright side, the legs are pretty good in a stew.
This? That is both gross and intriguing. What time is dinner?
Oh, good. Someone's come along. I can't believe the only person that stopped is an outsider. Will you help me, please? Ugh, my hammer. One of the smiths down below sold it to me, and I'm not likely to get such a fine one again. But with all the construction going on here, still, I slipped and dropped it. I think it's somewhere down there. Do you think you can find it, Ah, you have done me a great service, Amakul. Merty envoy, may your kindness be repaid swiftly.
How delightful. If you alter...
The very image of Nandru indeed. The gods send you at a most opportune time. A word, please. Ah, the infamous Ediran envoy. I'd heard of your resemblance to our illustrious founder, but I'd hardly believe it if I weren't seeing it for myself. The monks tell us that Nandru had a special connection to the land, a sense for where to find things. I wonder if you share it.
If you're asking if I can track and navigate, let's just say that I've got plenty of experience.
And perhaps Solace is in luck. Our hunters can track beetles, birds, and boars, but do you know what the most elusive quarry in the tusks is?
Given the climate and volcanic activity, it's obvious water.
Exactly! And yet you'd never know it from the way the councilors fuss. It's all traditionist, traditionette. There's always been a problem with it. Chiefly that it tastes of rotten zorip eggs. But no one can be bothered to fix it.
What do you need me to do?
Find the scouts I already sent to fix the problem, if you please. There's an old godless aqueduct system in Slumbering Fields, far to the southwest. I sent a team to start repairs, but I haven't heard from them.
How is it possible to lose them? Godless aqueducts aren't exactly easy to miss.
I doubt they had trouble finding the aqueducts, but something must have detained them. And acknowledge that someone else came here before us and built something worth preserving? That's Pargroon pride for you. I call it damn fool stubbornness, since we're all friends. But now that a steady water supply is a bigger concern than cultural pride, the next problem is finding my team. They were supposed to work on the section just north of the southern guard tower. You probably passed it when you entered the Tusks.
All right.
Outsiders in the halls Nandru built himself.
Ready yourselves. Council's just up this lift.
Of course they have an elevator. How elevated.
If we open our gates to Outlanders, we stand to lose everything. They will corrupt our people, destroy our traditions. We will talk about this later. We have a guest. What is the meaning of this? Who let them in here?
They're here because I vouched for them.
Marius, you're alive.
There were rumors you died, Marius. We mourned you. You shouldn't have returned.
I trust you came back to us for good reason. I doubt that. There isn't an inch of this land the Wardens do not patrol, day and night. If the Stilgarroth were here, we would know.
And if they are here, let them come. Solus has stood against worse threats for hundreds of years.
They nearly destroyed a city full of animancers. If they come for Solus, even these ancient walls won't save you. If that's all you'll do, you might as well not do anything.
Although I wonder why we should bother trusting you. We heard that you were responsible for a great many deaths in Shatterscarp. Give me a reason to tolerate you for even a second longer. Indeed. But you've brought us news. Now I'm curious. What do you expect us to do for you, It sounds like you have something in mind. There is no path.
Nor has there been for hundreds of years. There was a bridge once, but it fell in Nandru's time. How do you know of our garden, Envoy?
The garden is our sacred purpose, its observation and protection, a task handed to us by Nandru himself. He once wrote that the island spoke to him, perhaps as it has spoken to you.
The Envoy does bear a remarkable resemblance to our founder, does he not?
The markings on your face, I recognized them. But I didn't want to believe an Adiran could have anything in common with Nandru.
Oh, we found an old journal not written by Nandru. It says there's another way to the garden.
Enough. I know you Outlanders to be audacious, but claiming you read the lost journal of our founder, there are no words. If Nandru ever wrote such a thing, do you think the Pargrunen would forget it? Would the living archives misplace such an artifact? We did not lie to you. The bridge has fallen. The path is long gone.
If there is another way, Envoy, you will have to discover it yourself. But I fear you will be disappointed.
It has and always will be our duty to watch over the garden. Even if we knew of the potential of another path, we couldn't tell you. Your facial markings might be similar to Nandru's, but we will not change our ways for an accident of flesh and cartilage. You are an outsider and will remain one forever. The agent of an empire bent on destroying all that we have built. Envoy, you and those like you are why we are here. The Wardens exist to stand in your way.
Envoy, be practical. You may be uniquely capable, but there are hundreds of us. There are 3 of you. Good. Be sure of it.
Kostya, see the Envoy out of our halls. Enough time has been wasted on inconsequential matters.
With all due haste, Mihala.
And Marius? Don't stay gone so long next time.
If this is the kind of warm welcome I can expect, I can't wait to come back.
Follow me, Envoy.
Right. I warned you they'd be useless. Or maybe I didn't, but I thought about it. You'd be better off tracking the Steel Garrote. At least they're not useless bureaucrats.
And I thought Vidara was infuriating.
Torn page from a journal, a yellow piece of paper modeled with water stains. It is written in sprawling cursive. Most of it is unintelligible, but a few lines are legible. I am done. Drive a spear through my heart. Cannot take this zealotry any longer, not when everything we hold precious stands to burn to cinders because Mihala decided a dead man's words are more valuable than the lives of our people. What will it take to make her understand? Does Solace Keep need to fall before she opens her eyes? Sounds like to some degree he may be willing to help. Collection of papers, a stack of meeting minutes, notes, and sorted papers. For the most part, it is a collection of bureaucratic fluvia hidden amongst the marginalia, and footnotes is a series of handwritten exchanges between Kostya and Mihala, scrawled in shorthand and dripping with excessive punctuation. The two never seem to be in agreement about anything. Mihala writes most of her entries in full sentences. Kostya, on the other hand, shows a deep love for rude sketches. Councilman Kostya, as per conversation on the topic, we are supposed to present a united front, not whatever that was. It's come to my attention that certain parties have been intercepting my letters to Adir. While I am certain who might be responsible, I would advise the culprit to stop doing so. The margins of our meeting notes are not for caricatures, that is all. I look forward to another several hundred years or so of working with someone more stubborn than stone. Alright, Mihala, where's your key?
Still lingering, Adirin? Captain of the Wardens? He's away on an errand for me. What about him?
I'm pretty live. We all know that's not what happened.
Pompous Adirin. I don't know how you found out, but I'd warn you to stay out of the Council's business. Petru's ideas are a danger to Solus and go against his oath. If you must pry, I can assure you, he is safe, and he will stay far away from Solus until he can be trusted again. You know what? I'd almost think you genuinely believe that if you didn't carry an Adiran crest. Now be gone. I have other work to do, and I do not need to justify myself to you of all kith.
So Petru's alive, but he's on Mihala's bad side. Honestly, dying's probably easier.
Alright.
Envoy, I just wanted a word before you went on your way. I wanted to apologize for what happened in the council chamber. The situation here is desperate. We have more mouths than food. The old sicken. The young suffer. But Mihala, well, she's a devoted warden to her core. I think she'd rather we starve than ask for help. There are just not enough resources to go around, and it's causing people to fall ill. She won't let our people leave, or speak with outsiders, or trade for the resources we need. There is no reasoning with her. Anything that doesn't strictly serve our oath to Nandru is treason of the highest order. It's why I play my part where she can see. I don't want to risk her wrath. She's a zealot. She forgets that doctrine is worth less than living. Much like your Inquisitor Ludwig, I suspect. Two sides of the same miserable coin. Mihala has firm principles, and I respect the strength of them. But it's all so pointless. If we stay in this keep, we will surely die. Neither our oaths nor this keep will prevent our people from starving. Change must happen. We need to leave the keep. Do you understand me? The keep decays, and we drown in a rot. The wardens defend a corpse against that which would revive it. We will not last here much longer. Not without food, building materials, medical supplies. I let Nadiran trade caravans slip past our patrols, but that's hardly enough. We need so much more. All of which your ambassador in Paradis could provide. If I could only start the conversation. Information. You're looking for another path to the garden. I don't know if there is one, but I know who might. You were right, you know. The Stilgarot are in the mines at Mount Forja, looking for the garden even as we speak. If they haven't found what you're looking for, they will soon. I hear their commander is a determined woman.
You have no idea.
I lied to you. I'm sorry for that. I didn't intend to make you look like a fool. But I couldn't let Mihala know the truth. She would have had us rushing headlong to our deaths with no thought for how this situation could advantage us. The garden does not matter to me. Whether it's you or the Stilgarot who find it, I don't care. Forget duty. Duty cannot feed our children. Duty cannot keep us safe. The Inquisitor is a questionable creature, but she might be all that stands between us and doom. She has the Ambassador's ear. With her support, he might agree to trade with us. It doesn't matter how reasonable he is if I don't have his ear. I am an aging dwarf from a small, fanatical order on the ass end of a volcanic wasteland. Against Mihala's wishes, I have written to him many times. He refuses to lend his ear. But if a powerful ally were to speak on my behalf, there might be something I could offer him. Something like the keep.
You give them the keep? Have you lost your Sundan mind?
I understand ridding yourselves of the keep, but to help the Steel Garrote... disgusting.
The keep. Its inane traditions. None of that means anything to me. I want to offer up Solace Keep to Adir and the Steel Garrote in exchange for goods and gold. Its existence has cost us so much. The least it can do is buy a future for our people. Kind words I did not think I would hear. I doubt she will, though. Mihala believes your empire cannot see us as anything but rivals. An agreement may protect us from dying from deprivation, and perhaps also keep us safe from Adir's hunger. Yes, and that change would be an excellent one. We would be free of this keep, and able to explore, to breathe again. It might seem a foolish idea, but better to be a fool who tried than a coward who did not. I thought you'd empathize with this more. Your quest for the garden is also a fool's errand. You are not the first person to have said that. I want you to get what you want, Envoy. My hope is that you don't kill the Inquisitor before I get what I want too. Of course. But need she be stopped by you? Now? In any case, the Steel Garrote are at the Mount Forja mines. To get there, head west across the primordial depths.
Excuse me?
Do as you will. I believe the Pargrunen and the Adirians can forge a mutually beneficial alliance. That will not happen if there is unnecessary bloodshed. Also... Well, if you happen to head north, you might pass by the Living Archives, a monastery dedicated to preserving our history. The monastery hasn't been in touch in days, and I can't spare a warden to check on them. Oh, please, look in on them, if you can.
Right, I get it. He wants us to run his errands.
I do, Marius, because I trust you. And by extension, I trust the Envoy. Is that so outrageous? You were missed here. Whatever the front I put forward may have led you to believe.
You have a funny way of showing it.
I wouldn't ask if it wasn't serious, Envoy.
When outposts go dark, it's never good. I'll go to them. Where can I find these Living Archives?
The fear that you're right raises bile in my throat. Look in on him, please. It's all I ask. They are to the north of Solace Keep, along the main road. And beware, if my warden's reports are accurate, there are a considerable number of Zarips between here and there. Look for Elder Grigor at the archives. He should be able to give you a full accounting. I pray nothing terrible has happened. Thank you for this, Envoy. You are more than the villains your people are made out to be.
Steel Garrote is not getting the keep. Steel Garrote will not have any part of this plan.
Any news, Andrada?
Sorry, Geoffrey. Captain. No, the Council's still going at it. You know how Mihala is.
Well, Saka, fine. Come find me when they're free. Won't be able to do anything until I talk to Mihala.
Of course, Captain. And, good luck.
Make it quick, Adirin. Fuitu! That tower's been off limits ever since the Zarips raided it. That Neem dude could be in serious danger. It's more than a few, Adirin. Though I admire your courage. Good luck out there. Only the bravest wardens venture out into the primordial depths.
Oh, we got this.
An outlander. An outlander.
Why won't you listen? If we don't change our ways, our Brunnen are done for.
Suppose that's edible. Well, let me see. Alright, well...
Someone's eager to meet us.
All this running
We'll get them
around.
next time, dear. I let you have that one.
Nice work.
Didn't that Molderland book mention a red tree?
Alright, I'll be back later. I gotta do some stuff. Thank you, thank you.